Internally, I learned who my brother is, the value of family. I remember my mom used to tell us, if you guys are going to fight, when you're at home, fight at home. But when you get out, you guys are one. My name is Sheila Toya. I was born in Mombasa, interestingly enough, but bred in Nairobi. My mom was on holiday to Mombasa, or rather it was a forced holiday, because she had had an issue with her husband and she was forced to come to Mombasa to stay with her sister. And so while she was here, I was born here at Pandya Hospital. And after that, I think a couple of months, she went back to where she came from, which was Nairobi. And in Nairobi, I come from a place called Jericho. That is the ghetto when the ghetto was really what it was, the ghetto. I actually come from a place called Masasu. Now, Jericho is a place that is such a good place to be able to relate to. In fact, that is one area that I keep on going back to just remind myself where I've come from and to always find a person or other to be able to encourage, and of course to also tell my kids that life is a journey and what we make of it is what matters and not what happens to us along the way. So life basically was good because in the ghetto, as much as people say all that they do about the ghetto, I loved living in Jericho. We learned how to have good neighborliness. I learned what brotherhood is because in every particular place, even the thugs knew at some point that they wouldn't touch a girl from there. You had to fight for your neighbor. You had to be there. Wherever there was an issue, you'd go out and really be a support. Internally, I learned who my brother is, the value of family. I remember my mom used to tell us, if you guys are going to fight, when you're at home, fight at home. But when you get out, you guys are one. So even when you go out, because still, even as much as, we say we are one family in the ghetto, you'd still remember, this is my brother, this is my sister, right? And so you wouldn't touch my brother, you wouldn't touch my sister. Man, I would come at you, I would hit you. I would find a way to defend my brother, my sisters, the best I knew how. So that was life in the ghetto for me. In 1986, my mother passed on. By this time, she was already living away from my father. They had a beautifully, lovingly, abusive relationship. From an early age, I could see my father have his go at my mother and turn blue, black, whatever the case would be, seeing that she was a little bit lighter. And so from an early age, I began to know some of the things that I definitely did not want in my life. Going to school was something else. Jericho was a place where all the thugs from the city came from. Bangi was the normal, ndom was just the normal smoke. I remember my mother buying some of the thugs in the neighborhood a joint so that you can get home safely. That was your passage home. The occasional joint that your mother would buy, or cigara, of course the polite word was, chukua hii ukanunue cigara. But in actual sense, it always ended up in the hands of somebody buying them. And so going to school was like that. I learned how to negotiation skills, and as a person who uses life skills, I learned it early in life, You had to learn how to negotiate. When you meet some of those thugs or boys from the hood that were totally intoxicated, you had to know how to talk to them so that you can get safe passage home. Or know how to talk to them, as in develop Fistology, you have to know how to work your way out of it, or know how to get home. where your 2 feet got you home the fastest you could outrun them. That was my life. So when my mom passed on, when I was in Form 2, I'm one of those people that is blessed. Why do I say that? I have 2 nuclear families. So I'm a second born in my first nuclear family where I was born. And I am a third born in the other one that I was integrated into. And so today I have 9 siblings. And out of my 9 siblings, and the mother and the father that I really appreciate what they've done in our lives, I can be able to say I truly, truly am thankful for the process and the journey that life has taken me into. When my mother passed on, with all the issues that she had been going through with her husband, we ended up at my maternal mother's home. I currently appreciate the place of counseling through grief and loss, something that people don't really see the value of the same. But as a child, with all the things that I went through, I truly appreciate why it is so important for somebody to actually get that kind of counseling. You can imagine how you feel when you wake up one morning, your mother, who has been the one person, your go-to person that you are used to and that you knew as the one that would provide for you. The next minute she was sick, and she had been for quite a while. I know she kind of like prepared us for her exit. But you know, you can never really get prepared for something like that. We were privileged to have my grandmother, who has also departed just this last December, who took her and who came in and took care of her. And so when we were going to bury her, because my mother is Luya, when we were going to bury her, we had all our stuff bundled into that car or the bus, and we ended up in Bunyore. Thank God for grandparents that are pillars, that were solid, but the uncertainty that came out of that was something else. Everybody was going through their loss. I can appreciate what everybody else was going through as the adults, but I also do appreciate that and accept that there was a gap that was there, because nobody thought of us. Nobody thought to be able to come and sit you down and like really help you through that journey. And that for me really impacted me negatively. I know also as a person that today is a little bit more, I have exposure in counseling, I can be able to say that I can see some of the traits of what that did even in my other siblings. But today I can be able to say that the void that was there, the uncertainty that was there was not positive. Forgiveness is, for me, is the ability to look at somebody that did you wrong and still, first of all, go back, withdraw deep within yourself and to come to terms with that situation. First of all, the biggest person that I always end up forgiving is myself. Because in the course of you being hurt or being slighted, you enter into a path that is either productive or destructive, depending with how it is that you will navigate it. Now, for me, forgiveness would mean that for all the blunders that I've done, I should be able, and whatever the consequences of the same have been, good or bad, I should be able to come to the place where I accept myself and accept my situation or whatever circumstance that has come out of it. That is one. And on the other side, forgiveness for other people is the ability to really, and this is something that I'm not saying I have mastered, that I'm still learning, that it is okay to look at Dawn and to look at whoever and be able to tell somebody, you know what, you hurt me, this shouldn't have happened, but I'm okay with it. And to be able to move on, learning positively out of that situation, but better yet, also picking the lessons that you have learned out of it and making your life better and also somebody else's life better. That for me makes the sting of that situation lose its ability to negatively impact me so that I can be able to grow and develop myself as well. Sheila is a person that is, I call myself a supporter of people. I've come to learn that in life, all things work together for good. Whether good or bad, all things in our lives work together for good. That is one thing. Today, I am the founder of Angaza Initiative. This is a community-based organization that actually works with people using life skills as a tool towards behavioral change, as we seek to educate, equip, and empower individuals to live holistic lives. Today, Sheila is a proud mother. My daughter is in university. I'm thankful for that. And to be able to look back and say, I look at my life, I look at my story, and I see those challenges in every other person's life that I meet. And it's interesting because sometimes you think life skills is only for the younger generation. I'm also fully persuaded that even the older people need life skills. People are going through a lot of challenges. So what they need is to be able to have people that will give them a conducive environment, people that are understanding enough to be able to come into their world and say, hey, it's okay. You know, it's okay to be here. It's okay to be in this situation. It's okay to have gone through what you have gone through, to have done what you have done all through it. But now what we need to do is to develop positive coping mechanisms to get us to where it is that we want to go. Today, Sheila is a supporter. I love my country. I mean, I'm very patriotic. And as much as all this that is said and all that is done and all that Kenya does to us, I'm thankful for one thing, that I get an opportunity to impact people positively. I do it from the ghetto. It's not, I say our mandate as Angaza is that we will not discriminate. We do not discriminate according to race, religion, status, or location. We will traverse the different sub-counties in Kenya, in Mombasa. I've had the privilege to be able to go to other places in this country. I've had opportunities to go out of Kenya to be able to go and speak and share about the wealth of experience or the knowledge and the insight that I've gained out of the same. And to be able to just come back and say, look, we can make Kenya the Kenya we want. We can be the change that we want. It begins with us guys, first of all, being whole, being healed. People are going through, like, we're doing some trauma counseling sessions at Freer Town Hall here in Mombasa. You'll be surprised to hear other people share the tragedies that they're going through, the things that they're experiencing, the kind of pain that they've come out from, or that they're navigating. But better yet, to not just hear, but to be a support to them and tell them, you know what, they still, even though the night is dark, morning will come. And just that joy and the fulfillment to know, as you lay your head to bed in the evening, I made one life better. If not for anything else, just to know that the life that I've touched, he will also go, or she will also go and touch some more lives with that which you've done. That is where I'm at today.